You can be extremely charismatic even as an introvert. And there's this common misconception that in order to be charismatic, to have charisma, you need to be super outgoing or extroverted. But it's just simply not the case. And if you ask me, I think the most charismatic type of person is the one who is actually more reserved, that talks less, that is more observant. And I think it's because when you talk less, you just naturally come off as more confident. You come off as more aware and calculated in a way. But how do you actually have this effect? It's a few things, but to start, simply talk less. People really overlook this, and it's a really common bad habit that a lot of people share. When someone asks a question, we immediately blurt something out in order to save ourselves from that silence. But instead, give yourself some time to think. And what this will let the other person know, contrary to popular belief, is that you're comfortable with taking some time to think. And that kind of translates into a sort of confidence that they feel from you. It also lets the other person know that you care. You taking the time to think, like really think out your answer, lets them know that you genuinely care to give them a proper response. But it's something we just don't do. And I get it, it's hard, right? It's not going to be comfortable at first. But the more you do it, the more you embrace it, the more comfortable you get. And something else that's extremely important that is also highly overlooked is how well you listen. A lot of times in conversation, both parties are just waiting for their turn to speak. No one's actually listening to each other. They're just trying to say what they are already thinking of in their head, and they're not really regarding what you're saying. We're just waiting for a cue that lets us know it's our turn to speak. So if you can manage to listen to what the other person is saying to you, and in the meantime, think of genuine questions that will help them further elaborate on what they're talking about. Because if they're talking about it, odds are they're interested and they genuinely care about the topic. So if you can actually be the one to help them elaborate on what it is they're talking about, then one, that just makes them feel good. And two, it also lets them know that you genuinely care and are interested. But to be honest with you, none of this matters unless you have proper body language. I'd argue that body language actually communicates more than our words. We don't really, as humans, we don't remember words too well. Instead, we remember things more like behavior, mannerisms, and just really how people make us feel. And I don't think I have to be the one to tell you this, I'm sure you already know, but body language communicates a lot of feeling. Our subconscious mind picks up on these body language cues, like if someone's standing square to us, or if they're tilted to the side, if they're looking down and straight at us versus if we're looking at you with a tilt. All of these things communicate different feelings, and our brain is constantly picking up on them. Now, you don't have to study it like a science, but do be aware. Now, we've understood that it's beneficial to talk less, but when you do talk, speak with conviction. I can't tell you how impactful it is when you speak from the heart, and you speak with belief. And trust me, people also pick up on this. In a world where things are just all regurgitated information, everyone's just trying to be correct and right. It's not about being right. It's about being real. And the more comfortable you can get, the more confident you can get in being real, speaking authentically and from the heart, these will help you speak with conviction. And that creates a connection with someone that you just can't replicate. And this is a skill that needs to be trained. It's going to be difficult at first to really be vulnerable and let your feelings come through in the way you speak. But like I said, it's a skill. So you can train it and you will get better with time. So really, you don't need to be the super extroverted person. You don't need to talk a lot. You don't need to be super outgoing. You don't need to lead the room. To put it simply, you need to embrace silence, learn to be comfortable in taking a second to think about what you're saying, as well as practice good body language, and really mean what you say. Speak with conviction. And that's really it. I think the simpler you make this, the more charismatic you can become. Because when you feel like you're trying too hard, people feel that too. So don't. And the last thing I want to note on is, don't want to become charismatic for the simple fact of being charismatic. you should really want to create genuine relationships with the people you speak to. Now, it doesn't mean that everyone needs to become your friend, but it does mean that when you engage with someone or someone engages with you, it should be done with honest intent, because people are really good at spotting fakes.